All right, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie from Lumeria Star. So in today's video, what we're going to do is it's going to be my May deck reflections. So these are the decks I've used over on my Instagram for my Lumeria Star Tarot Edit Challenge, which is just a monthly challenge anyone can use by just using the hashtag, and you basically show the decks that you're going to be using for the month. So I wanted to start this video, which I did the past 2 months, I believe, and we're going to take a look at the decks I used, see what worked, see what didn't, and just kind of like reflect on my experience with them. So without further ado, let's get into the decks. So the first deck I wanted to take a look at is the Mother Tarot. So this is one of the only square decks that I have, along with its like sister companion deck, the Dark Days. So let's take a look at this. So this is a wonderful, wonderful deck for spring, in my opinion. Let me move all these pieces. So these are the pretty backs. They're not edged or gilded or anything. And this artwork, I feel it just really embodies springtime. It embodies like Mother Earth, very like sacral chakra kind of vibes, a lot of like things in bloom, creation. It's just very, very divine feminine. So I really love that. With this deck, I feel like each card is so, I don't know if provocative is the right word, evocative maybe, but I feel like there's a lot you can do with each card. Oh, sidebar, I think this is great for body positivity and body acceptance work. We've got a lot of like imperfect bodies with hair, and I love it, so it's really great. So with this deck in particular, I've just been pulling 1 or 2 max. I feel like I just want to be able to sit with, yeah, 1 or 2 max, and that's been a really lovely experience. Look at this Fool card. Oh my gosh. My reflection on this is I love it, and I didn't get enough time with it. Like, I feel like this is a deck I really want to deep dive with. Like, I really want to like sit with each individual card, which is maybe what I'll do. Maybe what I'll do with this deck is use it for my journaling practice. So now that I'm just kind of saying that out loud, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do after, like rather than put this away until the next time it comes back out for rotation, I think I will use this as a journaling deck, perhaps even like meditation cards, like pull 1. I've recently got back into yoga, which has been really, really wonderful. I forgot how much I love it. So I've been going to this studio near me like 2 to 3 times a week now, just to really, well, number one, like move my body, but also my like keep my mental sanity and mental health, because things have been like crazy over here. So I feel like with these cards, it'd be nice to like pull 1 card before my practice, and that can be like setting my intention. Like oftentimes in classes, you know, the instructors will say like, you know, set your intention on the mat, and that's going to be like your intention for that day's practice. So I feel like I want to use this deck for that now that May is over. Look at this Lovers card, like hello. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not done with this deck. I didn't get enough time with it in May because I had so many other wonderful decks to use, and I feel like this is a deck that just requires time. Like, look at this Queen of Pentacles. So, like, luscious and evocative and feminine. I'm obsessed. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, and also this Ace of Cups. Like, hello, living a life fully embodied in pleasure. Like, yes, please. Yeah, so this deck I'm not done with yet, but this was a joy to work with. I think it's a deck, in my opinion, that you'll want to take slowly. So yeah, I think this is going to be like a journaling deck as well as like yoga intentions. And then the book is really great. It's pretty simple, but I like that. It kind of gives room for a lot of interpretation and for you to go deeper. So really, really enjoying this. So this is the Mother Tarot, and this is by Ren McMurdo Brignac, and this is the same creator as the Dark Days Tarot, which I also have. So this was a win. Let me set that aside. Let me take a sip of my blood orange tea from Trader Joe's. So good. Okay. So the next deck I wanted to take a look at is the Queer Tarot. So this is a mass market deck. I just like picked this up. Was it at Barnes and Nobles? So this deck is amazing, and if you guys saw my video with like the full walkthrough of this, I shared how basically I feel like this is the deck that's going to take the place for me of This Might Hurt. I loved the concept of This Might Hurt, but the art style, and I'm not knocking the art style because it's, you know, it's beautiful. It's just not my art style. Like it was a little too cartoony for me, and that kind of took me out of like the magic of the tarot. Whereas this one, there's something about this artwork. I think it's called like risograph. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I love this art style. It gives it this like kind of like retro 70s vibe, which I'm always really drawn to. And the bright colors do everything for me. Obviously, because it's the Queer Tarot, it's really inclusive and diverse. And also, I think this, so number one, I think this deck is great for me to read at events. I do read at like, you know, I do workshops, I do like bazaars, and you know, I also do corporate events too. So I think this is a really great deck to use with everyone. And it's also like not it's not inappropriate. Like sometimes inclusive decks can be a little like overly sexual, and I wouldn't maybe want to use that with children, or you know, people have different comfort levels with that. So this one's totally appropriate in my opinion. Like nothing is like, it's just great. The colors do it for me, the bright colors. It's very, very Rider-Waite Smith. So like it's a quick read for me when I'm reading for clients. This Nine of Pentacles might be one of my favorite Nine of Pentacles. It is so luscious, and the fact that I was just in Arizona last month in the desert, I just feel like she's like this like desert queen. I love that. Yeah, and I think this deck is great for like body acceptance and body positivity work, because there's just all shapes and sizes. I mean, there's so much like gender fluidity. I feel like everyone is depicted in here somewhere. So this is, I mean, this is maybe like the raciest card, which is like not bad. There's no nudity, I don't believe. Now I'm gonna have to check. So yeah, I think this is the deck that's totally, like, look at these, like, it's so great. Yeah, I don't think there's any nudity in here, so it's a great deck to, look how pretty, Temperance card too. It's just a great deck to use with anyone. This is, I think this is going to be one in heavy rotation. I tend to use like the Modern Witch or the traditional Rider-Waite Smith for like events and things like that, but I think this one's going to be a new favorite. It's the hot pinks for me too. I just love it. So this was a huge, huge win. If you don't have this, like, what are you doing? It's mass market, so it's really accessible and really affordable. It comes in the mini tuck box inside the larger box. Let me see how much this was. It says it was $28, but I think I even got it for less. So, and it's got like this beautiful box you can put on your bookshelf. And then I do want to make mention the guidebook is really, really lovely. Okay, first of all, the like inside papers, so cute. It reminds me of illustrations when I was younger. That's probably why I also like this. But I really love their, oh, first of all, there's a lot of really great spreads in here, which of course I haven't done, but I should do. And there's just a really lovely write-ups for each card. There's a reversal meaning, and then there's things to consider for each one, which I think would be great for journal prompts. So I'm just like really, really impressed with this. And this is going to be my like totally inclusive workhorse deck. So I'm really excited to like really dig in. So this will probably stay out all year as well for client readings, event readings, workshops, things like that. So highly suggest. This is a big thumbs up for me. Queer Tarot. Okay. Next we have the Libra Florum Tarot. This is an indie deck by Cosmic Eye Tarot. Let me take a sip of my tea. So this is such a cool, funky deck. I'm like coining it the like floral and funky Rider-Waite-Smith. So for those of you who love Rider-Waite-Smith or collect like clones of it, because I know there's a lot of you out there who do that, I think this will, you'll definitely want this in your collection. I love the pretty vibrant green backs. They're not edged or gilded, and they have this like silky matte finish, which I really like. So basically this deck, it gives the depiction of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. They are like recolorized, and each of them has a flower association. So I think this is just really unique because you can just read it straight, you know, Rider-Waite-Smith. So this could be a great beginner deck, but it also bridges the gap between that and like flower medicine, the language of flowers, flower energy, whatever you want to call it. So each major arcana has its own unique flower, and then each of the minors, they have the same flower based on like numerology. So let's say this is the Seven of Pentacles, but all of the sevens, so in the other suits, cups, wands, swords, they'll all have a rose, but they'll have a different illustration of a rose. So it does feel like there's continuity, but each card gets its own like unique flower, which I think is really cool. So it brings in flower and it brings in numerology, and it's just unique. Like it's funky. There's nothing else like it. I just think it's so fun. I think this is another cool deck. For me personally, I love flowers in general. Like I always have fresh cut flowers in my house. I have, you know, fresh flowers always on my altar, but I don't necessarily know the language of flowers. Like I don't necessarily know all of the meanings. So this will be a really great way as I continue to work with this deck. Like Miss Molly, I've never heard of this one, but Miss Molly stands for movement, which is interesting. Which makes sense with 8. Like here, it's like the lack of movement. But yeah, like look how pretty these are, all these colors. So I think this is just going to be a cool deck for me to use. I really, really enjoyed working with it in May. And I don't think this is going to go like away for now. I definitely think I will continue using this, especially with the flower portion. I definitely want to start making the connections between the card, or the card meaning and the flower meaning, and I think that'll help me learn. But I highly suggest this for anyone who's even remotely intrigued or interested or attracted to this deck and artwork. It's just fun. It's fun and different. Every time I use it, people are like, what is that? That's so cool. Like, look at this devil card with the thistle. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. So this is a huge win for me as well. The deck also came with a little white book, which is, you know, pretty basic, but again, I think this would be good for beginners. It also came with this really nice flower keyword chart. So you can see here, it's got all of the major arcana and then the minors. It goes by numerology, so aces through tens, and then page, knight, queen, king all have their own flower. So this is a nice little cheat sheet to get to know the flowers. So this was also a huge win for me this month, and I think this won't be too far for my rotation. I'll probably keep these out as well for client readings for myself, and also when I want to kind of dig in more to the flower energies. So Libra Florum Tarot by Cosmic Eye. You can find them on Instagram, Cosmic Eye Tarot. So love this one, great. Okay, so now let's go into some darker decks that I brought out this month. So the Macabre Tarot. So I was trying to like hold off to use this until October, but I was like, why? Why would I wait? This is definitely going to come out for October and like the darker months, but I was like, I just want to use it now. I'm like itching to use it, so I did, and it was really fun. Let me take a sip of my tea. All right, so in case you didn't see my walkthrough of this deck, first of all, this is mass market, and like it's the shape of a coffin, so like adorable. And then when you open the coffin, it sounds like a creepy coffin, which is so adorable. So for mass market, this is just like super high quality, super fun. Like I love that box. So this deck was a joy. I think this is one of those decks that I'm going to take out anytime I'm just craving like that spooky energy and it's like not Halloween. Like, why is it not Halloween every month? I don't understand that. But anyway, I love Sam West's or Sam Rook's artwork, and there's something about it that kind of taps into my inner teenager. Like I feel angsty, and I don't know, her artwork always just taps me into like my inner teenager. So I really enjoy it. These suits have been renamed. So pentacles are crystals, bones are wands, cups are cups. Look at the tower. It's like a haunted house. So cups are cups, and then daggers are swords, and then also the quartz are renamed. So haunting of bones. These ones I forget, so I have to keep looking at the guidebook. But this is just so like charming and fun, and because it's not like overly like Halloween in your face, like oranges and pumpkins, like it's not like that. It's just macabre. It's just dark. I think it's a great deck to use all year round when I just need some of the spooky, darker energy. So like you could use this for shadow work. I'm just using this for like regular tarot readings, and it's been really, really fun. So this is another court card, Terror of Crystals, which let's just take a look at the guidebook. Terror is, so that's a page. Knights are nightmares. That makes sense. Nightmare. Queen is haunting. King is massacre. So like she's pretty badass. This was so fun. Oh, and some of the majors are renamed. So the Empress is the ethereal. Like, oh my gosh, beautiful. Hierophant is the guide, which I really like that renaming. I really just kind of hate the Hierophant. So the fact that it's like kind of like more of like a mystic guide, or this like, you know, a person with wisdom, I much prefer that over that like Pope like Hierophant, which just I hate him. Sorry guys, I just can't. Yeah, this artwork is just cute and fun and creepy all at the same time. So I'll definitely be breaking this out during the spooky months, but it was really nice to take it out for May. Like I crave Halloween all year, so I think this is a nice one. Look how pretty this star car is, like this Medusa like woman. This is just a fun one for me to break out whenever I'm craving that energy. Gorgeous. So cute. So yeah, this was a joy to work with as well. So let's put this back in the spooky box. So we will see this again in October, but who knows, maybe earlier if, you know, I get the craving for the darkness, which is like all the time. And then the book is good. The book is pretty basic. It is full color and glossy. There's not too much of a write-up, but it's still, I think it's good enough for a beginner. I mean, maybe not a beginner because a lot of this is renamed, but again, if you are drawn to the artwork, just do it. It won't be hard to like learn this. So this was super fun. So that is the Macabre Tarot. So along with the Macabre Tarot, I really enjoyed pairing it with the embroidered Graveyard Oracle that came with this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous hardbound guidebook. So we'll take a look at that. This is just stunning, and this was another reason I was like, I can't wait to use this until October. Like, that's crazy. It's just gonna sit there. I couldn't wait. So first of all, the backs. We've got this like holographic foil of these like beautiful planchettes. We've got this beautiful like bronze yet holographic edging. And this deck, I think, can be used in a lot of ways. It kind of reminds me of, and probably would pair really well with the Memento Mori Oracle by Black and the Moon, Claire Goodchild. So some of the cards have names of family members. So like, I think you can use this for like divination and trying to communicate or connect with ancestors. So I need to remember to take these out when I'm just doing like regular divination. But there's also just regular cards with keywords: perspective, surrender, mother, and there's also Sabbath, summer solstice, vulnerable. I mean, these are gorgeous. Live deliciously. We've got spring equinox, beauty, rebel. So I was pairing this with the Macabre Tarot as like a clarifying oracle, and it was great. I loved it. Love and blood, home, release tears, ancestors, little ones, decadence. Yeah, these are just so gorgeous, and they feel very magical. So I'm really excited to break this back out in Halloween. Samhain Veil Walker, twins, like that's very like The Shining. Be Present, I pulled that card this month, and that was really, the guidebook was like so spot on. The guidebook is amazing. Yeah, I didn't get enough time with this one either, but to me it was just like a little taste, and then I really want to dig in for the darker months. I think I'm going to refrain and break it out for October, November, and just go like full force with this deck, and I'll probably, oh look, winter solstice too, so cute. Autumn equinox, brother. I think I'll go full force with this deck in the darker months, and then I'll also probably do some of the rituals and the spreads in the guidebook, because there are quite a bit. Look, there's a they, them card. Love that. The Witch. Expression, which is a Joan of Arc character. And then Pathfinder I also pulled this month, which is Hecate, and it's so gorgeous. So this deck, again, huge win. I didn't get enough time with it, but we will. And then look at the inside of the box. If you can see, there's like these moths and these skulls. It's just, oh, it's so high quality. So that is super gorgeous. And then it also came with this stunning guidebook, hardcover. It just feels so special. It feels very luxurious. It feels like I want to sit down and actually do a ritual. And it's got a lot in here. I haven't done, let's see, where are the spreads? Maybe it's at the back. I haven't done any of the spreads yet, but the write-ups in the guidebook are really nice. So for each card, you get a full color spread, and these are nice glossy pages. You get a write-up of the card. There's a section for spirit communing and then introspection for each one. And they've been spot on for me. So like I had Pathfinder, I pulled that one, and it was just the message I needed to hear that day, which is awesome. And then it also leads you, like, you know, because you've pulled Hecate, it says using the petition to work with a goddess ritual on page 202 and the goddess correspondence table on 204. Like, it leads you to other things. Like, you could do the Pathfinder spread on 234. So yeah, the deck, but the guidebook is just awesome. And comfort my inner child, I have to bookmark that one. Let's do the thing. Yeah, this is just so great, so gorgeous. Highly recommend for anyone who, you know, is interested in this deck. This is by the Embroidered Forest. She also made the Embroidered Forest Tarot, which I also have and love. This is Alicia Vambukakis, so hopefully I pronounced that right. So really love. We will see you again in the darker half of the year. Okay, so two more is my Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. So I use this for the month of April and continued to use it in May. I was enjoying it so much. This is a deck that I've talked about before, as well as its counterparts, the Samhain and Yule decks, which I adore. So I just adore this whole set. I can't wait for all of it to come out. Look at these backs. And we've got, you know, gold foil. This is the kind of deck that I use both with tarot as a clarifier. Sometimes I use it as the anchor point and then pull tarot as the clarifier to the oracle main message. But while I use it, I also use this deck for journaling. I found that the Seasons of the Witch series, like so far, have been great journaling decks for me. So a lot of you have asked about my journal practice with Oracle, and maybe that's a video I'll make. But basically, I'm not done with the deck until I work with each individual card, and I will journal with that card, one single card for that day. So I did finish up my journal practice in May with this deck, and it's been really wonderful. I love the guidebook. I love this artwork by Giada Rose. It's so like folk artsy, haunting, very grounded, very pagan. I love the energy of it. I also currently have some of the cards on my working altar right now. So all the cards are not in the deck at the moment. But this is a huge win for me, and this is going to be one I'm going to be excited to break out just every spring. I also think you don't have to work with these decks seasonally. You can work with them energetically. So like this deck, I think, has a lot of that spring feminine energy, very sacral chakra creativity. So I think this would be a great deck if you're doing creative work or trying to get back into a creative flow of things. I also think this deck would be great if you're trying to tap into like back into your body, and doing any type of body work, body acceptance work, starting a pleasure practice, anything like that. I think this deck would be amazing. I say this every time. I need to do these spreads. Maybe I will do one of these spreads before I put this away. Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm going to do that. So highly suggest, if you do not have this deck yet or the other Seasons of the Witch decks, definitely get it. It's really affordable. It's mass market. This is by Lorraine Anderson and Julia Diaz, illustrated by Giada Rose. Highly suggest. Super win for me for the month of May. Okay, and the last deck, which is an old favorite, as you can see by its beat up box, is the Inquire Within deck. This is by Worthwhile Paper. This is just a standard go-to for me. These are the backs and the gold edging. I just love the simplicity of the black and white and just the simple artwork and kind of like an affirmation, but I really use them as clarifiers. This deck is so great with literally any tarot deck. Any tarot deck, it doesn't matter. I definitely put this in my top 10 decks ever. Like if I had to have one oracle deck, it'd probably be this, because it just goes with everything. The message is always on point. Whenever I have like a tarot deck that I'm like, oh, like, I don't know if you'll play well with others, without a doubt, it'll play well with this, the Inquire Within. So this is just a great one that I pull out every now and then. It's had so much wear. I should probably think of getting a backup deck, which I don't do. I don't have a backup deck of anything, but maybe I need one of this because it's pretty beat up. The cards are still in great shape, but this deck is, the box has seen better days. But you know what? I kind of like beat up decks. I feel like it definitely gives them character, and it shows that they are well loved. It shows that they've been around the block, they've seen things, they've done things. So there is a charm with a busted up box. So let's take a look. Let's just do a recap. So essentially all my decks this month were huge wins. There wasn't one deck for the month of May that I was like, I said I wanted to use it, but I wasn't super drawn to it. Queer Tarot was great. Libra Florum Tarot, super quirky and weird. That's my Floral Funky Rider-Waite-Smith. I've got the Mother Tarot, which I'm not done with her yet. So we will see more of her perhaps. The Embroidered Graveyard and the Macabre Tarot. I was just really craving spooky fall Halloween, so we will see more of both of them come October in the darker months. This has been a constant win for me, the Seasons of the Witch, and my Inquire Within, my trusty old favorite. So that is my reflections and thoughts on all of my May decks. I'd love to hear what you think of these decks down below. And feel free to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. You can follow me over on Instagram at Lumeria Star. I also have a Patreon under the same name, Lumeria Star. I do weekly tarot spreads, journal prompts, tarot lessons. Giveaways are exclusively on my Patreon now because Instagram is just crazy. So feel free to come join the coven over there. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.